Today's video, we're going to talk about my favorite chicken, the Silkie. We have had Silkies for over 3 years here at Birch Moon Farm, and we're even at the point where we're going to start breeding them. Silkies are part of the bantam class of chicken, meaning that they're smaller than regular sized chickens, about third to a half sometimes. This small size makes them a perfect addition to urban backyards, apartments. I follow a woman on Instagram, and she's got a couple of Silkies in her high-rise apartment in Miami. Silkies come in two different varieties, the bearded and non-bearded. Bearded Silkies have an extra muff of feathers around their neck and even goes right up to their ear. Even though we have 3 non-bearded Silkies, we now focus on breeding the bearded Silkies. One of our favorite non-bearded Silkies is Elvis, and she is fearless. She would escape her brooder and walk right up to our cats and our dog. And it was funny because the cats and dogs were like, what in the world? They didn't even try to attack her. Now, Silkies come in a variety of different colors: black, white, gray, lavender, partridge, blue, all kinds. And breeders are coming up with new colors all the time. Now, the distinctive thing about Silkies is the fact that their feathers are different than regular chickens. They are missing what's called barbicels. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And what it is that's what makes other chickens' feathers smooth. Silkies are missing that, so they have a fuzzy, furry quality to them, almost like your favorite stuffed toy. These feathers go all the way down their legs and to their feet even. Now, saying that, this makes it to where their feathers don't shed water very well. So one of the things that you really have to be careful about with Silkies is to keep them dry. They do not do well if they get wet. A couple of other things that make Silkies so interesting is that instead of 4 toes, like a regular chicken, they have 5 toes. Another interesting thing about Silkies is the fact that their skin can be black or bluish. They also have turquoise ears, and their meat can also be this grayish black. Now, we would never harvest our chickens. They are an income source for our farm as well as pets. In China, though, they do eat them, and they're considered a delicacy over in Asia and China. There's a little bit of a mystery surrounding where Silkies came from. It's kind of assumed in Asia because Marco Polo's writings, he mentions something that sounds a lot like a Silkie. Now, of course, Silkies are all over the world, and each country has their own variation. Some are larger, some aren't quite as fuzzy, some are fuzzier. Even in the US, there are breeders that are trying to find different variations of Silkies. There are what's called showgirls, which are naked neck Silkies. There are Silkies where the breeders have gotten their feathers to be regular feathers, and they're gorgeous. So there's a lot of different variations, and somebody's always coming up with something new. The biggest thing about Silkies is the fact that they have this wonderful, mellow personality. They are friendly. They're really good with children. I have seen that the Silkies have made a difference with children that have learning and behavioral challenges. Now, there's something really funny about these chickens. They are not smart. They are goofy. Oh. They are not smart at all. No. We're lucky we have a really good rooster that is very attentive. He makes sure his girls are protected, and he even gets them in out of the rain. So he's smarter than the average chicken. Now let's talk about hardiness I hear a lot of people say that they are not hardy. We live in a cold environment. It gets hot in the summer. We can get down to negative 20 degrees. And the first year we had Silkies, it was negative 17. We do not provide heat in our coop. I do only with young chicks if I get them out there and it's cold. Now, are they as tough as regular chickens? Absolutely not. They're smaller. They can't run as fast. They can't fly. But Silkies are found in a large array of different climates. So to say that they aren't hardy always kind of irks me. As long as they are kept dry and out of a cold, direct wind, they will do well. Of course, this all depends on whether you've acclimated the chicken to the cold as well. You can't bring a chicken from a 70-degree house into a 20-degree coop. It just doesn't work. It's just like any other domesticated animal. One of the beautiful things and sometimes irritating things about Silkies is the fact that they go broody at the drop of a hat. Broody means that they want to be a mama. They want to sit on eggs and they want to hatch eggs. So they kind of get into this trance and that's all that they focus on. And there's a lot of breeders out there of all kinds of different chickens that's the one purpose that they have for their Silkies, is their Silkies are really good at going broody and hatching eggs and being a really good mama in raising those chicks. Like I said before, Silkies have different personalities as varied as people. So is every single Silkie a fabulous mom? Nope. Is every single Silkie gonna go broody? Probably not. I have yet to find one that doesn't though. Another thing about Silkies is they take a little bit longer to mature than other chickens, usually about 6 months to 12 months. Of course, their eggs are smaller too. They lay little cream-colored eggs. And one of the things that I find so fascinating is the egg yolk is just the same size as a big chicken's egg yolk. There's just a little bit less white in there. So yes, they're smaller, but if you like yolk better than all that white, you might like Silkie eggs. All right, let's talk about if a Silkie is noisy. I see that question a lot. And the answer is yes. Roosters are loud and they crow all day. I don't hear them much anymore just because I'm so used to them. But if you look back at our videos, you'll hear crowing all the way through them. Are they as loud as big chickens? No, they're just a little bit less. I'd say maybe like a quarter less, but they can still be loud. This young rooster is only 6 months old, and I'm only about 3 feet from him while I'm doing this video. Another question I see is, how big do I need my coop? And of course, the Silkies are smaller than the big girls, so they don't need quite as much space. You want a coop that allows for at least a foot to 1.5 feet square foot for each Silkie that you're going to get. And about 4 to 5 square feet in the run. One of the big jokes in the chicken community is once you get a few of these, you will want more. So if you can afford a little bit bigger coop and run, it's a really good idea to get it. Just like any other domesticated animal, there's a community out there that shows Silkies. There's a little bit of quality differences with Silkies. You have what's called a pet quality, which means that Silkie didn't quite meet up to the standards of the breeder that bred them. And there are chickens that meet breeding qualities. Breeders try to keep the very best for future breeding. There's a huge community out there that is just like me and is kind of obsessed with Silkies. So whatever the reason you decide to get Silkies, for a pet, for breeding, for showing, I can pretty much guarantee you that once you get them, you're gonna be hooked. They are the most incredible little creatures, and they are funny and goofy and will always bring a smile to your face. I really hope you found this video helpful. Stay tuned for our next video where I'm going to show you how I set up my breeding pens and what colors I expect to get for chicks. If that's something that you're interested in, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So when I post that to YouTube, you'll get that notification right away. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!